What's going on, guys? Welcome to week 8 of the Tawkin Chop podcast. This has not been a great week for Braves fans, but we are going to talk about it. My name is Kevin. We got Ty and Esteban here. Steve down there in South America representing the A. But yeah, so I mean, if you're watching this, you probably already heard about the Ronald Acuna Jr. news tearing his other ACL. Not ideal, not ideal. Um, yeah, what do you guys have to say about all that?
Yeah, it
We
sucks.
said it. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. There's like not much more I think you can add to that, right? Like it was, I mean, first Strider than this, right? Like you go, it's two of your, what, three or four best players out for the season and probably out for like a good bit of next year too. Both of them. I don't expect either one of them to play until the All-Star break next year. So sucks. Can't replace those types of players, but we'll see what happens.
You think All-Star break for both of them next year?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I think that isn't that what they said about Strider from the get was that it was like
I heard that
July.
both of them, in theory, could be ready for opening day and like might have a somewhat normal spring training because Ronnie came back from the first one. He got injured in July and came back in like late April in 2022. So that was like 10
Oh,
months.
okay.
And
Okay.
then Strider, I don't think he had like full Tommy John. It was like just a repair, which is a somewhat shorter recovery time, supposedly. And I think when he got the surgery, they said initially that he'll probably be ready for spring training. He might not start like on opening day, but I think April, May, in theory, we should
Okay.
have him back, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
just assumed like a year for Acuna, and for some reason I thought the Strider timetable was like June,
Yeah.
July of
I don't know.
next year. In either way, in either case, um, sucks. That's how I feel
It
about it.
sucks. Yeah, I feel like it really just sucks for Ron. You referenced that athletic piece in the chat where he talked about the first one just being like really devastating and how tough it was to not be able to be out there with the boys and just be laid up in bed, recovering initially, and then having to go through all the rehab stuff. I think it goes one of two ways. I think he comes back like stronger than ever, or not the same guy ever. Um, to just kind of put it bluntly, like I hope he does come back, but it kind of puts that fear in the back of your mind that like he might not, you know, two
Yeah.
ACLs for any pro athlete is really tough.
And like Chipper had two ACLs too. He had one like when he first came up in like 94, 95, and then he had one when he was older. So like
Late
it's
in his
hard to
career.
tell like how, how much that affected him. But Um, I think the thing that makes me the most upset for Ronnie is like his like in his prime, his age 22 to 26 season. He went COVID year, so shortened year. Then he tore his ACL in 2021. In 2022, he had like the kind of down year recovering, like finding his groove back again. Won the MVP in 23, and then now he tears his ACL again. So he's probably gonna have, if history repeats itself, he's gonna have another down year next year to kind of find his groove again. And then like we're not gonna see full Ronnie again until 2026 when he's what, gonna be 28, 29. And
Like
so
a free
like
agent.
just
Like when's his contract up?
in
Yeah, that's the other thing
2028,
too, man. It's fucking with his
2028.
money now. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna really have to come back strong and show that he's the
But
same guy if he wants that. I
that
mean, someone will pay him if he comes back at all, but like, I don't know. I hate to say it, it kind of like redeems the Braves only having given him 100 million so far. I hate to say that, but that's probably a good reason why you take the deal in the first place and why you make that offer in the first place at such a young age.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, somebody's definitely gonna pay him if he reaches free agency, but like that's just a testament to why these young guys take these contracts the way they do. Because like I don't know what his service time would be at now if they didn't make that deal and he was just under like regular arbitration that young guys come up with. He probably be right around this time that he would be a free agent if they didn't extend him. So yeah, I mean that's just a huge testament to Alex Anthopoulos and like the way that the Braves have been operating and locking up these young guys. And all these people are hating on these guys like, oh, they're stealing money from these young kids, they're taking advantage of them and whatever. Like, no, dude, like this dude's a multi millionaire, will never have to work a day in his life again. His kids won't have to work again. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, just the all around the whole situation just sucks for him. Like not even for us as Braves fans. Like obviously we can sulk and be sad about it, but like for him, like the kid just loves to play baseball, and you can tell like every day when he's on the field, he just loves playing baseball, and now he can't do that again for another year.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
So he'll be a true unrestricted free agent in 2029.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Because I
So
think
if
we have a
we
club
assume
option for that last year or something. I don't know.
with 2 club options for 17 million a year,
Pennies.
insanely cheap. But yeah, so he'll miss all of this year, the rest of this year. Then we got 4 more years, more or less, left on the contract before he's a free agent. Anyhow, his contract's longer than I remembered it. Anyhow, it's stunning.
What's crazy is that like if he, was healthy and had another like MVP caliber season, I think you do probably start talking about extending him before you really have to. And now, he really is just going to have to kind of like live out this original deal and prove that, whoever the next team to sign him, if we're going to, pay him big bucks, that he's like worth it. And the health thing is going to be, 2 strikes against him just out off the rip. So fucking just sucks.
Yeah, it sucks for sure. But anyhow, like setting aside his contract and everything, um, I guess I question whether it wouldn't be smart to have him kind of change the way he plays. Like I've had concerns about his durability, like since he came up, right? Like how long can someone play like they were shot out of a cannon? With and endure the injuries and the wear and tear that comes with that. But then also like when you lose a step, are you still as effective? And the guy can clearly hit. But I guess what I'm saying is, do the Braves consider kind of like telling him to cool it a bit, stick
I
him in the
feel like
middle
they
of a
already
lineup?
did after coming back from this last one. He's not
Yeah, but
running out every ground ball, like stuff like that. He's not making crazy diving catches in the outfield. Like
he stole
I
70 bases last year, right? Like,
it's
and
true, 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 true. Yeah, I
I don't
think
know.
his speed's definitely going to take a hit. And not like I'm sure his sprint speed will probably be somewhat similar, but like he's probably going to be, just subconsciously mentally, he's just going to not want to like go full force on it. And I think there's probably a chance that he DHs a significant amount of games when he comes back, like not even just while he's recovering, but like just for durability's sake and like keeping him healthy. Um, I don't know, just to kind of reduce the wear and tear, like not having him in the outfield 160 games a year.
The
Yeah,
wear and tear, yeah, that makes sense as far as just like total usage. But I mean, both of these injuries have been running the bases, right? I mean,
No, the
first is
other
in
one
the
was in the
field.
field.
Yeah, he had the
Everybody's trying to
scare
oh,
catch
in
up.
was it?
Boston.
I thought he was running across. Okay, yeah, I remember
Oh, it was in
that
Miami
The
in that turf
the
field.
coming
first
over
one,
first base.
the first one was, yeah, what you're thinking of, Steve, was a scare that didn't amount to anything. He went on like the 10-day IL. I know exactly the play you're talking about. It was in Boston.
He kind of buckled
Uh,
running through first. That's
yeah, and
yeah.
honestly, it looked worse than the two actual tears. I remember like feeling like my heart sank seeing that play you're talking about.
What
And
year
he
was that?
bounced right back. Must have been, it was either 2018 or 2019. He was young.
Was that the one where they keep talking about, they keep referencing, saying that the last time he had an ACL sprain, he was only out for like a month?
Must have been. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the type where you look at, if you see the replay, you should look it up. I have
I
no
think I know
idea
what
how he
you're
didn't
talking
tear anything.
Yeah,
His
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 knee
knee
like goes the
completely buckled like
opposite
the
way.
wrong way. Anyhow, the the tears were in Miami in the field, in right field, and then here. And I don't know. I can't tell watching the replay. Um, and I wasn't watching the game live when it happened, but did the injury occur when he like took off to run to third or when he stopped to try to come back to second?
when he stopped and tried to turn around. He like
Okay.
braced on that left leg and then it kind of buckled weird. There's not really a good angle of it, to be honest with you,
And
but
I don't want to see it. I don't really care. It's like
it's
I
not
can't
one of
watch
those
that.
like gruesome injuries. Like it doesn't look
Yeah.
bad. He just kind of like, he fakes to like he's gonna go to third and then stops and turns around real quick and then he just kind of falls and rolls over
Okay.
in pain.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's brutal, but I don't know. I mean, call me crazy, call me like this eternal optimist, but like I still have a lot of like confidence in this team. I think obviously kind of what I said about coming out of this with the Strider news, my response is I have zero concerns about um, making the playoffs or at the time at least winning the division. But that the where it really hits you is in the playoffs, right? Where you don't have Strider. And then I think that you just extend that same statement now, it's just even more true, right? Like I still think this team is stacked and has like the ability to win a bunch of games. And I still am completely confident they will make the playoffs and have the potential to be good there. But like you lose stars and you kind of lose the opportunities that come with that in the playoffs. You need your other people to step up. So
It sucks because like
yeah,
obviously I'm a Braves fan, but like at the
yeah,
same time I'm a huge Ronald Acuna Jr. fan, and
yeah.
like not seeing him out there just really fucking sucks. And like I don't know, I kind of talked about it when before we started recording, but like the thought of like let's say we do go on a run and like win the World Series again without Ronald Acuna Jr., like that would kind of suck for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I wonder
Yeah.
what the feeling in the clubhouse is. They're like, oh yeah, we want to go win it for Ronnie and Strider. But at the same time, like, especially guys like Ozzy, and Mentor, like the guys who were on the team in 2021, they're like, damn, do we really want to win it without him again? Like, I don't think they just don't want to win, but I don't know, man. It's just such a weird um dynamic and feeling about it. Like it just sucks for baseball as a whole too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, as a fan, I mean, it honestly doesn't even really feel like the same team without Ronald or Strider, just like identity wise and like how you sort of identify with the team. It's like less rootable. And I don't mean that I'm less of like a Braves fan, but it's just like he brought so much of that fun to watch factor. And so did Strider lighting people up with that 9900. But like I think Ronald would be the first person to tell his teammates, like, fuck that. Like go out and win again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would hope so anyway. I mean, it would suck for him to like have two rings and not have participated in any of the postseason games that got them there. But I'm sure he'd be fine rocking both of them, trying to
Yeah, oh
go out
yeah,
and get
for
a
sure.
third. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody contributes in their own ways too. Just because he's not playing, like I have a feeling he's a really great, clubhouse guy, and like even being down, he'll probably just be as much, if not more, just spiritually like motivating and leading, especially the guys who've been with him on the team since he's been here. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, we got other guys. Like I think, like you said, Ty. I think Austin can go on a tear. I think he's about to have that two baby dad strength. If he doesn't already, did he just have his second?
yeah, it was like a month ago, I think, right?
Oh, did
Yeah,
he? I didn't know that. Okay.
Something like that. Maybe that was the end of last season. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't remember.
At any rate, like I have a lot of that's kind of my hunch right now is that I think Austin Riley's about to go off. I think between him and Olsen, I look at those two and just kind of they know everybody knows that they're not playing well and that Ronald going out is not ideal and then somebody's gonna have to step up. And I think in my mind, like Austin Riley's kind of a quiet killer type that he's not gonna say a lot. He's gonna go out and like crush baseballs, right?
Yeah, what'd you say in the group chat? He's gonna go like country boy, country boy
Yeah, like
or something
country
like.
boy beast mode or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's kind of I don't know. That's my like baseball fantasy at the moment. It's just like
yeah,
Austin Riley winning MVP. He's going bananas for the last 110 games of the year, however many are.
yeah. But but yeah, I mean the team definitely is still very good, and like even the lineup they ran out there today without Ronald is still better than like 80% of lineups in baseball right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean with Murphy and Riley in there,
yeah,
um, it's a good lineup. It's definitely not as you know it's not the Ferrari it was, you were expecting coming into the beginning of the year though. With Acuna out. It's a deep lineup. So what do we think? What do y'all think about like what they'll do? I think at this point the Braves kind of have to make a move, whether they go get a starting pitcher to replace Strider or an outfielder to replace Acuna. I don't think they will sit pat or kind of just like tread water the way they have in the past. Now maybe it won't come right away, but just curious to know what y'all where our respective heads are at
So my
on
first thoughts
trade
are
targets.
that sorry. My first thoughts are that the outfield with Kelnick, Duvall, and Harris is in a decent spot. Like that makes this Duvall signing look massive right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've
Yep.
also got Forrest Wall. They've got this JP Martinez guy, which isn't like anything sexy. But they have guys out there, and like I don't know, maybe they go get like a Tommy Pham type guy. Brent Rooker would be awesome. Um, but I honestly don't. I don't know. It's tough. I didn't think AA was going to go out and get anybody in 2021 either, and then he got a whole new outfield. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought he was just going to kind of punt that season, like, all right, it's over. You know what I mean? But um, yeah, I mean, his job is still to put the best product on the field and go win as many games as possible. So um,
Yeah.
I think if we do get an outfielder, it won't be anything sexy. I don't think we're going to go and get Mike Trout or anything, and he's on the IL for another who knows how long.
Yeah.
And he's also injury prone. Um, and then as far as starting pitching goes, like just the trade market in general hasn't really heated up yet, right? Like there's still people who are contending, they're not ready to sell yet. I mean, you could find a team like the White Sox or, like the A's who actually
Astros. Go
Astros.
ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know about all
Yeah.
that.
That was kind
But
of the thought I had though. It's like who are like if we think about it in those terms, like who's going to be selling? Who do you know is going to be selling? I think the White Sox clearly sellers. I'm not sure Oakland is going to sell. Like when do they go to Vegas?
they got like 3 years. They're gonna be playing like 2 years in like a Sacramento minor league stadium.
That's the organization. Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah,
Oakland will be selling.
They're always
Well,
selling.
they're actually
yeah,
not
but
as terrible this year as they have been in the past couple
yeah,
years.
let's go raid that pantry for the 12th time in the last 3 years. Um, yeah, so Oakland, White Sox. I don't know. I mean, I was a little surprised. Washington's only like 5 games under 500. I assume they'll sell eventually. Um,
Yeah, that Finnegan and Harvey guy, they looked good today.
yeah,
What's
Harvey's
Kevin
on
Pillar
base.
doing, dude? Did he retire?
No,
He's
he's playing with the
raking.
Angels, and he's absolutely raking. Yeah,
Yeah, he's playing
Oh, is
really
he?
well. I think
yeah.
you might see some usual suspects back in here, like Pilar. I heard somebody on Twitter suggested Eddie Rosario could be back, like would be available and could get him back. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pilar or Rosario back here. Just to have some kind of reinforcements.
Yeah.
Um,
Where's Jorge Soler at, dude? Call up Jorge and Eddie. Let's run 2021 back, right?
where
Yeah,
is Soler?
he's on the Giants.
Okay. Just get the whole band back together. We're getting
Just
Jock, we're getting
yeah.
Soler, Eddie, like
Hey,
who else? Yeah.
the Diamondbacks are sucking this year too, so they might be a potential sell candidate. That's where Jock is. I
To
did
go
see
get
something interesting on Twitter today that somebody suggested maybe floating Iglesias's name out there in the trade market and just seeing what you can get for him. Maybe pick up a starting pitcher or something. Because I mean, we've got a lot of bullpen depth. He's on a relatively favorable contract, sort of. I think, maybe not. He's getting like 16 million a year. I don't know, but
I
bullpen
don't think
help is
yeah.
something that everybody needs, and I don't know who takes the place of our closer if that happens, but maybe Mason Miller from the A's. That'd be sick. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I don't know, like if you trade your closer, I always feel like these deals are always like good major league players for a lot of minor league players. Like that's generally the DNA of a trade deadline deal.
Yeah, it depends on who you're trading with. Because if you do end up doing a trade with somebody who is contending, like the Orioles, for example, somebody suggested trading for like Cedric Mullins, which I don't doesn't make sense. But like If you were going to
It
do something
might.
like that, then you'd have to trade like major league ready talent. Like I'm pretty sure they need bullpen help and maybe even some starting pitching help. I'm not really sure. I don't follow the Orioles that much, but
Yeah.
um, just as an example, like if you were to trade for a major league player to a contending team, then they would need major league ready players and not prospects.
Yeah. It's fair. That's an example that could work for sure. But if you're trading with Oakland, right, like you're not gonna get Mason. I don't know. You're not gonna get
The
much for
entire
Iglesias.
league is
Yeah.
going to be going after Mason Miller, so that asking
Right.
price is going to be insane, which also would
Yeah.
probably help the Raisel Iglesias potential trade market because somebody's like, "Oh, we need a closer, but we don't want to pay Oakland's asking price for Mason Miller. We could go get Iglesias instead, and then get some outfield or starting rotation help that way." But I mean, I think if they do pick up a starter, it would probably be like a Jake Odorizzi type. You know what I mean? Nothing sexy. Um, because I mean, we still have a really solid rotation. Charlie Morton has not looked great the past few days or last few starts, but today he looked rough. I don't know what it was. Like his command didn't look way off. I don't really know, but they were just bloop after bloop.
I
But
feel like
Yeah.
Charlie's got a really big like first inning problem. I feel like he's always putting people on or giving up runs in the first, and then he either settles in or he's out by the fourth, fifth inning. Like he either goes six of like one ERA ball after the first, or you got to pull him.
yeah, it is kind of very hit or miss with him. But I mean, even
Is there
against
any
the
way you can
Dodgers. Sorry,
any
what?
way you can fan graph that, Ty? Like, are you able to see first inning, like inning by inning on pitchers? I could be
Oh
totally
yeah,
wrong about
for
Yeah, you
sure.
but
definitely.
it just seems like
Yeah.
he's got to kind of get through the first, and even if he does give up a few runs in the first, then sometimes he comes back and sometimes he
Settles
does
in.
not.
Yeah. He had an interesting interview. I always like listening to his post game interviews because he just kind of like takes it on the chin. That guy's got a pretty zen vibe to him. But um, he mentioned today that it wasn't necessarily the runs. Like he gave up 4 runs in the first, but what he noted was that once you've thrown like, well, I don't know how many pitches he threw in the first inning, but he used like ballpark of like 40 pitches. So once you've thrown 40 pitches in an inning, the rest of the day is going to be right. So they're trained to throw between, he said between 10 and 20 pitches in an inning. And that's kind of how their conditioning is set up. So what he was kind of saying is like, even if you get out of an inning like that, if you have to exert yourself that much, like the rest of the day is going to be determined users of battle. So it is interesting though that sometimes he does seem to bounce back, but I wonder how much the pitch count plays a factor in that. Because he gave up, what did he give up? 3 or 4? We gave 4 in the first inning, right?
Which is stupid because what Will and I were talking about
Yeah.
in the chat was he had a runner on second in the first inning. He had a runner on second. I forgot who it was that got the hit. He got the first 2 outs. It was CJ Abrams and I forgot who their 2 and 3
Lane
guys
Thomas
are.
had the hit.
Lane Thomas got a hit. Yeah, he was on second. And then he had Eddie Rosario with 2 outs down to an 0-2 count. He had just swung at 2 pitches in the dirt and he throws him a cookie right down the middle and he fucking laces it to the gap for a double. And then the rally was on from there. So like, I'm not a major league pitcher. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but like, it seems like if he swung at 2 pitches in the dirt, why don't you throw him another one and see if he gets himself out? And then we're out of that with no runs. Hindsight's always 2020, but
Yeah.
I saw him do that a couple times with 2 strikes, throwing a fastball up in the zone, but it's not like above the zone. It was like belt high, like prime hitting area. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I thought the comment was interesting. And might, kind of indicate
Yeah.
why you see pitchers struggle, whether he did or doesn't. Um, Anyhow, I found his first inning stats, by the way.
Yeah, I did
Um,
too.
Yeah,
so
just curious. That's totally just like an observation that think I've noticed
yeah.
anyway.
Um,
From what I see, most of his inning splits are like all pretty even. I don't think the runs today are in there yet because it says he's only given up 3 runs in the first inning. So if that goes up to 7, 'cause he gave up 4, then it would definitely be the highest.
I don't know. Yeah. I think the issue with Charlie, what I feel like I notice is that whether it's the first inning, the third inning, the fifth inning, he just always seems to have a big inning, right? Like he'll be utterly dominant for like 4 or 5 innings, but that fifth inning he'll give up 4 runs.
Yeah.
Um, so I that's been frustrating. That dates back a couple of years now, but um,
I
he
feel
just
like
always
that could
seems
be
to have
said for
an
a lot of pitchers though, because like I feel like hitting from an offensive point of view is somewhat contagious. So like, you get a runner on or two, and then like the next guy gets a little knock, and the next guy hits a home run. Like it can blow up pretty quick. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I definitely agree with you. But like I said, I think that's kind of can be said for most pitchers
that's
or a
fair.
lot of pitchers, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, today though, I really hated that Ozzy grounded in that double play in the seventh, and we had that big inning going. And he almost got a chance to come up in the ninth with the bases loaded to get some redemption and potentially tie the game up. But oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
I
frustrating. Frustrating to
Yeah,
see the end of the seventh inning like that, but like
yeah,
great
and
timing for
like
that one. Yes.
something that I read today too, it was really interesting. It's like I have no problem losing a game to the Nationals. Like that kind of stuff happens. I don't have a problem getting blown out by the Nationals. That stuff happens. But like for the majority of the game, they were just like completely lifeless. Like not putting up good at bats, striking out, swinging at pitches in the dirt, just basically what they've been doing for the past month, which is so wild because the first month of the season, they looked like they were just picking up right where they left off last year. They were putting up 6 runs a game, like, not really striking out. They were smoking baseballs. They weren't really hitting the home runs yet because it was so cold, but like, I don't know, man. And now with Ronnie going down, like, I don't know. Still kind of worried
But I,
about the
yeah,
the vibes in the clubhouse down there. Like if they, you hear the post game interviews and stuff, but like a lot of that's just PR, like
Yeah.
kind of stuff that you have to say, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go back out tomorrow and try to win a ball game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they're not
I
going to give you much.
yeah, I might just be still just kind of in shock from the whole Ronnie injury and stuff, but I'm like just not very excited about Braves baseball right now. Um, I don't know if that's a mutual feeling amongst you guys or other Braves fans, but um, it's tough scenes for Braves fans right now.
yeah. I wasn't watching live when the injury happened either, and haven't made any attempts to go. Like I just want to pretend it's not real still, and haven't really been watching much this week. I watched a few of I watched a couple of the three Cubs games earlier in the week, but then did a little traveling, kind of got off the grid for a little bit, and got back late last night, and just been like kind of tidying up around the house today. Didn't want to turn on the game. Um, I was keeping up with it and whatnot, but I don't know. And what's interesting is I saw like a few days ago before the injury, they were showing some, hijinks that like Ronnie and Arcia and Ozzy were up to. And so I felt like the vibes were good, but I feel like with the result, with it, the news of this injury, that can be super deflating. And like, especially because I think we're I don't know where we are in it, but we're playing like 17 games, 17 in 17 days right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So hopefully, I don't know, man. Like we've kind of already had the majority of our breaks. Like we've already had, I think, all of our weeks where we're gonna have like multiple days off. Um, so I don't know. Like there's no vacations from here on. I guess the All-Star break, but like I wish we could give these boys some PTO and just like let them fucking chill on the beach for a second or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like actually working a job where you have to work for pretty much like 8 months straight, working like 6, 7 days a week? Like that's
Dude,
wild.
all day, every day.
Literally eat, sleep, breathe baseball.
Travel, just like, I mean, it's got to be so rigorous.
Yeah. But um
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I kind of, Murphy's had plenty of time off. Riley's had some time off. Um, I don't know.
Olson's actually been looking pretty good lately.
Yeah, they'll come around. I have, maybe it's at, insanity to be saying this at this point, but like I still don't really. I'm not that worried about this team. I think this whole conversation would be very different had Ronald gotten hurt when the Braves were playing well,
Or if
right?
he had been playing well.
Or if he had been right. Like I just think it's like I think there was they've kind of been playing like shit for a month, and then now this, right? And I think eventually that's the other 8 guys that suit up every day are gonna play well because that's what their baseball card says, like, right?
Mhm.
It's just gonna be kind of shitty waiting for that. I'm getting a little bit impatient waiting for it, and I feel like I'm not the only one there. So
Getting
I
impatient
don't
of
know.
what?
Waiting for these guys to start playing better. Like I know they
Yeah.
will. I still remain, completely confident they will. But it's getting hard to watch. I mean, I guess I'm kind of responding to Steve's comment that he was around the house today and just didn't even want to turn the game on. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't like watching them lose, get like slapped around by the Nationals and the Pirates. That's not fun for me.
Yeah.
Like so, um, need somebody to. Somebody's got to provide a spark. I've seen a lot of people clamoring for Snitker to get thrown out. I don't know if I buy into that, but I think a player needs to get hot and get I don't know.
You mean
There
like
needs to
get
be
himself ejected from a game, right?
who
Well, people
I
were
don't.
calling for that after that one at bat Ronald had the other day where he struck out on those 3 pitches way outside the zone.
Yeah,
He didn't. He got thrown 6 balls and struck out.
I mean, he didn't swing, did he?
He
At
didn't
any of
swing.
them?
He didn't swing. Yeah, he got thrown 6 balls outside the zone and got struck out. And so there, people on Twitter were like, oh, "Snitch have gone out there and gotten ejected
Yeah,
and giving him an earful." Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? I don't know.
I don't know.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't like I mentioned this last week or the week before. Like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like they're having as much fun as they did last year. You know, I don't know. Maybe and it also it's kind of like what you said too, Ty. It's like whenever things aren't going well, you like look for things like
yeah.
that, and so that could be part of it too. But I don't know.
I just think it's so. It's like I don't know if ironic is the proper term here, but like Ronald Acuna got hurt trying to be that fucking spark, right? Like
Yeah,
he's trying to like steal third on pitch back on a catcher throw back to the pitcher. And I
yeah,
saw him doing similar things in the San Diego series where it just seemed like he was going to come out, he was going to dominate, he was going to try to be that spark plug. And it's just so disappointing that that type of play is what ultimately how he got hurt. It's like
yeah,
a shitty way to go out. But
yeah, dude, sucks.
yeah,
But hey, the Phillies lost a series to the Rockies, and they lost tonight to the Giants, so that's good for us.
coming back to earth. Yeah,
Yeah, the pendulum, it goes both ways.
yeah.
But it's funny, Phillies fans are freaking out in the comments, like, I can't believe we just lost a series to the Rockies, and like Alec Boehm is already regressing. Like, no shit. Do you think he's gonna be fucking Barry Bonds for the whole year? But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
a tight race, even with. I mean, I think that even with Acuna out and Strider out, I see it being a tight race. Who's in that? Who is in that rotation other than I know Suarez, I know Nola, and I know obviously Wheel.
They have like a Christopher Sanchez guy, that tall lefty. He struck out like 10 Braves one time last year. And then I don't know who their like number 5 is, to be honest with you. But can you imagine like just kind of speaking to the depth of the Braves, like can you imagine if the Phillies lost Wheeler and Harper for the
Yeah,
season?
it would not go well.
Yeah, it would not go well at all. And meanwhile, we're over here like we could still win this division. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
will they win the World Series? I don't know. Who knows? But
Winning the
I
World
don't know.
Series is a crapshoot. I stand by that. Right, like this team's good enough to win the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. I was having an
This
argument with
team's
somebody.
way better than the 2021 team
100%.
today. Right now, better than. And I'm not talking about the 2021 team when Ronald got hurt. I'm talking about the 2021 team that actually won the damn World Series. This
Yeah,
team right now better.
100%.
I'm pretty sure I heard something on the radio the other day. This might be outdated now, but I believe at this point in the season, like 60 games in, the 2021 team was like under 500.
They
They're
were. They
shit.
were under 500 until August.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we only
They
won
were
like 88
terrible.
games, so we probably weren't over 500 much at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, until August. And then it came down to like a series against the Phillies like late September to win the division. And I was there. I don't remember if we swept or we won the series. I think we just had to win the series. And I was there for the clinching game. That was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I was having an argument talking about this team's being good enough to win the World Series. I was having an argument with somebody on Twitter the other day, and he's like, "This rotation isn't good enough to win a World Series." I'm like, dude, we literally won the World Series with Dylan Lee and Tucker Davidson starting for us. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, we won that World Series with like two starting pitchers because Charlie got hurt in game one,
Yeah.
pitched with a broken leg. And then we had Max Fried and who was our other? I'm totally blanking right now.
Ian Anderson.
Ian Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? We won a World
Who,
Series
by
with
the
those
way, will
guys.
be back on this team. Like if he's, if he performs well, like
Yeah.
will be
And
available in the second half of this season.
yeah, throw
This
that
team's
back into
fine.
the free agent trade thing we were talking about a minute ago. Like we got Ian Anderson and Huascar Ynoa, on track
Yeah.
in AAA right now. So I know Ian Anderson doesn't ruffle many people's feathers or blow their skirts up, but I think we did a little breakdown on his postseason numbers last week. Like he
Yeah.
has like a sub 2 ERA and like 8 starts in the postseason. Like that's insane.
Yeah. And he's been in the postseason a lot. That's what I
Yeah,
mean for his age.
2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys have anything else you want to add?
What do we got coming up for the rest of the we got the I'm not gonna say it, but we have the Nationals this week and then Oakland
Yep.
coming up. Would like to see them win a lot this week.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
It
they
gets
get
me
this first loss, like the hangover after the Ronald injury,
yeah.
to get this out of their way. They take the next 3 against the Nationals and then sweep the fucking Athletics. Go 6-1 this week.
Be
That'd be
nice and
sick.
still Brent Rooker. Still Eddie out of Washington, Brent Rooker out of Oakland, come back.
Yeah. Those
With like
guys they
12
can just stay
outfielders.
in Atlanta because they're here, right? Eddie
Oh yeah,
Rosario,
that's all at home. Yeah.
Brent
Just like
Rooker, and
lock them in in some like storage closet. Like,
yeah,
all
just let
right.
Mason Miller stay too. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Um,
Hey,
yeah.
like here's a couple bags of peanuts and a couple low A guys. There you go.
Yeah.
But I do think what you brought up the other day, Jazz Chisholm could be interesting. Even though he's
Yeah.
like the definition of mid, like I still think he'd be fun. Somebody brought up like clubhouse issues potentially, but I mean he's
I
like the
feel
same
like,
young kind of cocky guy that Ronald is. I don't think like anything like
yeah.
that. And based on
Yeah, I know
those
what you're
comments
talking
he
about.
made earlier this year about some of the other veteran guys like not being very supportive of the young guys, I think having the veteran leadership of guys in Atlanta would actually probably be very beneficial for him.
Yeah. I wouldn't I know exactly who you're talking about, made that comment, and I wasn't gonna respond. I just like that's not the type of discussion I'm gonna have on Twitter. But yeah, I don't think he would be a clubhouse issue. And but it's totally possible there's things I don't know about. I thought that was a weird comment, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I like the versatility of Jazz.
He can play infield, he
Right?
can
Like
play outfield. Yeah.
yeah, like if Ozzy breaks his foot again, like he's playing second base. Can he play short?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't
Is
know.
he
I
a
like
base
Chisholm.
stealer? I know he's fast. I don't know what his SBs look like. I wonder. I mean,
I don't know.
just as we've been sitting, as I've been kind of thinking about what it means to lose Ronald, I think like probably his most sort of valuable attribute that I had seen this year without the power is just when he gets on base, just like wreaking havoc and running amok and putting
Yeah.
that pressure on you, right? Like it makes your defense tighten their buttholes a little bit, makes your
Yeah.
pitcher tighten up. Like, I don't know if we really have any replacement for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no replacing Ronald Acuna Jr. Just like there's nobody replacing Spencer Strider out of AAA. You know what I mean? Like those are
Yeah.
two of the best players in baseball. Not the best. Like I'm not gonna ruffle anybody's feathers saying that, but like they're Ronald's a top five
Amongst the
position
best
player.
players. Yeah.
Yeah, Spencer Strider's top five pitchers. Like you can't just go out and replace those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can kind of come up with the next best thing. And I'm not necessarily saying that Jazz chose him as the next best thing, but in this year so far, he is hitting 260. He has 7 home runs. He's got 9 stolen bases, 26 RBIs. He has a 333 on base, 435 slug for a 768 OPS. I mean, that's not terrible.
Yeah. Sign me up. I would be all about that.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's also another lefty. We got a bunch of lefties. I don't know.
Be bringing the shoe game. He's
He
always
does
got
have fire shoe game. I'll give you
some
that.
sick custom J's. He's one of the Jordan guys.
But in the game today or yesterday, he went 2 for 4 with a double, 1 strikeout. I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
he played shortstop.
He did play
Not a
shortstop.
lot. He's played 41 games of shortstop in major leagues, but not since 2021.
I don't think he's great defensively. I know he's been playing center
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah, it says second baseman, center fielder, and shortstop. So he plays middle infield.
Anyhow, I would be pretty happy with Jazz, and I don't think I don't buy into this whole clubhouse issue.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, I just
definitely like, I
yeah.
don't know. I'm not like as sort of knowledgeable as far as the rest of the league and like
Yeah.
looking at things from a GM perspective, but I would kind of be hesitant to do anything like super splashy. I'm not saying that Jazz is. Um, but as far as like mortgaging the future when you do have like literally your MVP and your ace out to try to like just put something together for the rest of the year, I'd kind of doubt that Alex would do that. I think I would maybe just go back and kind of agree, I guess, is what I'm saying with Kevin, that like we'll probably see some moves being made. Probably not going to be anything super sexy. I think we do need some help in the outfield. Jazz would be a great fit, I think, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind, bringing some of the old familiar faces back. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, I'm going to hold out hope that there is, a point that the Astros come to where they're willing to give up Verlander.
Hmm.
And I don't know what it would take to get him, but um, I don't
How
know. I
amazing would
just
that be if Verlander came to the Braves and won a World Series? So that's why the Mets are paying him like $20 million this year.
should be so
that would just
perfect.
be
That's
awesome.
make it
Yeah.
even better.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh man, the fucking Mets,
The
dude.
Astros, for some reason, I thought they were playing.
They're
They still,
bad. Yeah,
yeah.
they've not been good this year.
Oh wow.
See where they're at.
I think it can happen.
They're 24 and 29. They have actually improved. Wait, where did it go? I just saw them. Yeah, they're 24 and 29. Their last 10, they're 6 and 4, so they're starting to kind of get back on the right path. But yeah, they have not been playing great. Did we sweep them or did we just take 2 or 3? I don't remember.
I think just 2 out of 3.
I don't recall.
The Mariners are winning that division. Wow.
Mariners are good, man. Got a staff.
Their pitching staff is excellent, as we saw the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Guardians are winning the AL Central right now. They're 36 and 18 still. Wow, that's crazy. Did you see the thing that Jose Ramirez said about Barry Bonds? So he came up in a big spot in a game the other day, and they pitched around him. Like they showed the replay of the at bat, like 4 straight balls. It was almost like an intentional walk from the old days before you just hold up 4 fingers and they go first automatically. And in the post game, they were like, "You kind of got the Barry Bonds treatment there," and he said, "I'm better than Barry Bonds." He was like dead serious though, I
I
think.
don't even really know who Jose Ramirez is,
He's the
though.
third baseman for the Guardians. He's really good. He's switch hitting third baseman. He's probably got
Yeah, that's
40
good.
home run power. Like he's solid. I don't know if he's as
That's
good as Barry
funny.
Bonds, but Barry Bonds is also cheating. But there's that.
Even before he cheated, though, dude, that guy was like one of the better players of all time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was one of the 40-40 guys, right?
Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, he was.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy was well on his way to the Hall of Fame before he
Oh
took
yeah,
it to it. Yeah.
oh yeah. Yeah, have you seen pictures of him from like his early days
Yeah.
Oh,
compared to what he
he's
looked like in the
spry,
later
dude. He's
days?
like
He
tiny.
was
Yeah.
skinny.
Yeah, I think his head size grew like from a 7 to an 8,
Yeah,
like a
he
full
juiced up
size.
big. The Dodgers just got swept by the Reds. That's fun.
Yeah, they lost 5 in a row.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. That just goes to show how weird baseball is, man. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the Braves, like, we've been saying it for the past several weeks now. Like, it's gonna flip at some point because they're just getting like the shit into the luck for the past few weeks, like on the batted ball luck, like just everything. And even today,
Guys,
man, like some of these hits the Nationals got, that they just found like the perfect hole. It's like really like, can't this happen to the Braves, please, once? But yeah, we are 6 games back of the Phillies. They've also played
2 more
uh
games,
55 4 more games than we have.
4 more games. Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's notable.
Yeah,
Um,
yes it is.
and then in July and August, there's a bunch of head-to-head games, so those will be fun. But I was looking at the schedule the other day. I think in a couple weeks we go, I don't remember where we go first, but then we go to St. Louis, and then there was supposed to be a scheduled off day, but we have to go to Chicago to play the White Sox to make up that one game from the second week of the second series of the season. And then we go to like Philly, I think actually. Maybe, I don't know, I might be wrong on that. But
You just had the Braves schedule up.
yeah, so we are in the last week of May. Yeah, so the last week of June. We go 3 with the Yankees in New York, 3 with the Cardinals. And that Thursday, we go play one game against the White Sox, and then we come back home and play the Pirates again. But yeah, this next 2 weeks here, we got these 4 against the Nationals. We just lost game 1, obviously. 3 against the A's, and we go on the road, 2 in Boston and 4 in DC. We play the Nationals again, which I keep talking about on the broadcast, which is super weird to have 2 4-game series against the Nationals in like a 13-game span, which is crazy.
Yeah, I swear the people who make these schedules are like high off their ass.
Yeah.
what's up with two game series with Boston too? That's kind of
They do
weird.
that
Why don't
every
you?
year. They have like a natural rival thing, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And they're our
Okay.
natural rival, I guess. I think it's just they're just filler games to fill in the 162, essentially. But
Yeah. I don't
But
mind the
two games
Boston
at a
stuff.
time, just weird. I guess it's so that you get your home and away, and
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they were here a few weeks
that
ago
makes
and then
sense.
went
Yeah.
there. But this
So is
next
there
two
any
weeks,
days
though,
off in those 13 games
we
you
have
just
next
mentioned?
Monday off, the 3rd.
Is that to travel to Boston?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we should definitely clean up over this next 2 weeks, though. We've got 3 more against the Nationals, 3 against the A's, 2 against Boston, and 4 against the Nats. So that's math games. 6 games, 8 games.
I mean, honestly,
Nine,
and through
10.
the end of the All-Star, like leading up to the All-Star break.
The next 12 games, we should go like 9-3. Like,
Yeah.
at least.
I
Hopefully
guess
they
it
can
picks up.
figure it out. But yeah, like you said, leading up to the All-Star break, though, the really tough series that we have are against the Orioles. We're going to be in Baltimore for that. The Yankees,
Yeah.
and then I guess the Pirates are good against us. I don't know. And then we play the Phillies at home before the All-Star break. 3 game
I
series
guess
at home.
July is like not a cakewalk, but it's all right.
Aside from the Phillies series, and we play the Giants, which they're decent. But yeah, other than that, and the
Diamondbacks will
Brewers.
not suck for forever.
I don't know, man. I
You
think they
never
just
know.
way overperformed last year. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, but isn't like Corbin Carroll like also not playing well? Like, I think he's good.
Last I saw, he was batting like under 200. So yeah, I think it's kind of going through the Michael Harris thing right now. Last year was his rookie year. He
Yeah.
was hitting the cover off the ball. The league's adjusting to him, figuring out where his holes and his swings are. Now it's his job to adjust to that. And there's always going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. Like Ellie De La Cruz, he started out a little rough, but he's been hot. Maybe he's just been hot all year. I don't know. Ellie might break fucking Ronald's record from last year,
I was
which would
gonna
be
say,
super
Yeah,
bad.
dude.
is he still on pace for
Yeah.
that? Because that would just be
Let's
like
see.
fucking salt in the wound.
He's got 9 homers and 31 stolen bases already. I don't think he's on pace for the
31?
homers. He's got
He's not
31
getting
stolen bases already.
yeah, he's not getting to 40 homers,
He
right?
might do the
That's
36. He
nice.
might go like 30-90 or some shit.
I mean, that's
31
on,
He's
I
already got
stolen
mean,
bases.
1.8 WAR already.
Yeah,
Jesus.
crazy. Let's trade for him.
What do you say?
Said let's trade for him.
Yeah, right. Let's get Ellie.
Yeah. Make it happen, AA.
God, what did you have to give up? Okay, we'll take Riley, we'll take Ozzy.
He
That'd
plays
probably be
shortstop and
fair.
third, so it'd probably be at least Arcia. We're not giving up Riley. No shot.
They're
I'm saying,
not,
what would
yeah,
they
it's not
require?
silly. Yeah.
No, of course not. It's like their
Yeah,
That
franchise
discussion
guy.
starts with Riley and Harris. Like that's the beginning of that discussion.
probably.
Yeah. From their perspective. It's just a non-stop. It's the type of
Yeah.
discussion that will never be had because it's
But yeah, I mean, that puts him on pace for right around 30 homers and like 90 stolen bases right now.
yeah.
That's crazy. 30-90. But
Yeah, that'd be silly.
That's good for
all
him.
right, so hopefully, yeah, over the next 2 weeks we go like 9-3. That's gonna be my prediction. The Braves love June. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Historically,
sure.
they have loved the month of June. They love Pride Month. So hopefully they get all their pride in and go whoop up on some bad teams, and then let's see what the Philly schedule's looking like here over the next few weeks.
The
I
Phillies
just
are
don't.
about to hit a fucking gauntlet, dude. That's all I've been hearing on the
I
radio.
I think in
They're about
July
to
and
hit.
August, I think is when it gets tough for them because they play us a bunch and the Dodgers. So starting in June, they play the Cardinals, the Brewers, the Mets, Red Sox, the Orioles, the Padres, the D-backs, Tigers, and Marlins. Not that tough. But in July, they got the Cubs, Braves, Dodgers, A's, All-Star break, Pirates, Twins, Guardians, Yankees. That's a tough month. They got
Yeah.
to play the Cubs, Braves, Dodgers, Guardians, and the Yankees. And I think the Twins are decent.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
And so is Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland's good so far. And then August, they play the Mariners, Dodgers, Braves twice.
Kansas City,
Yeah,
Houston.
Kansas City's been pretty good too this year, haven't they?
Very
No,
good.
Bobby
Yeah.
Witt has.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, they're on the uphill, I think, for the rest of the year, it sounds like. I mean,
They'll cool off.
it's
Whether
baseball,
because of
but
the schedule or just because Alec Boehm is not God's gift to the universe, despite the fact that he's played like it so far.
hey, just in case you're wondering, he still hasn't touched home.
Still hasn't touched him. So, all right, guys.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Very
Obviously
good.
kind of a little bit of a sad note this week with Ronald's injury, but the Braves are still very good at baseball. And even though they haven't really been showing it the past few weeks, they are still indeed, in fact, very good at baseball. So we'll see how it goes over the next few weeks. And thanks for watching, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.
There you go.
Peace.